And welcome into the Bank of Colorado Event Center. It's championship time here at the 15th Annual NJC Spectacular Grade High School Volleyball Tournament. I'm Ben Bleckett. Glad you've joined us for this one as the Akron Rams, 3-0 in this tournament, take on the Caliche Buffs, 3-0 in this tournament. But to add to that, both of these teams in set played today are 9-2. They played 11 sets, one match in 5, 2 in sweeps. Caliche and Akron also come out of the lower Platte League. And we'll actually be there on October 5th in Akron for the league matchup between these two, as the two teams are set to do battle. For the Akron Rams, head coach Lindsey Gilbert will send out Megan Woods, Allie Vasquez, Sydney Merrill, Carly Christensen, Jordan Bear, and Sydney Glosson. No libero for the defending 2A runners-up. For Caliche, they will start Jaden Lambrecht, Hannah Yon, Kaylee Lewis, Rachel Edler, Megan Pierce, Sammy Morgan. Their libero is Taylor Weingart for head coach Jeanette Lambrecht. If you've got to give an advantage, it's Akron, because Akron has been off since their last win, whereas Caliche is playing back-to-back here. You got to mentally hold it together here as well. You got to give the advantage to Akron as well, because when you look down their starters, senior, sophomore that started last year, sophomore that played last year. Whereas on this Caliche team, a lot of youth for them. Caliche will be in the black and in the near court for the first serve of this one. That'll be in the hands of Hannah Yon, whereas Akron will be in the blue and the far court. One of the favorite teams, if you will, in Class 2A this year against a team I'd pegged as a dark horse early in the year, but they're not proving that they're a dark horse at all. They're proving they belong right in the favorites as they start the match off with a split ace from Hannah Yon, split the backcourt of Akron. And the Caliche Buffs take the opening point. Yon will then follow up the ace with an air, the A&E. It's the dog, the bounty hunter, and that ain't pretty. 1-1. Serve will go over to sophomore Jordan Bear. And Bear will step up and line the ball deep. Popped up by Yon, back row, Lambrecht underneath it. She'll set up a slide for Sammy Morgan. Double in her face. Popped up high, right into the radar zone of Sammy Morgan. Dig back over and popped up by Weingart on the Caliche side. Set up on the far side. Edler off the block of the net and down and in for a kill. 2-1 the tally in this championship match. We will be able to provide coverage of the 7th place match on the black court as well. Sterling JV and Briggsdale will set to do battle. As Dayspring Christian just won the 5th place match. That'll get underway in about 15 minutes. Down the middle, the big attack at the net, and Sydney Merrill in the net on her attack. 3-1 Caliche with the early advantage. Jaden Lambrecht with the serve. She'll line it down the middle. Ball dug up back row, set up on the far side, and the inside out attempt to get inside the antenna, and Akron's rhythm is not very good right now, as the Caliche Buffs have taken a 4-1 advantage. Jaden Lambrecht will keep the serve, the freshman. She'll line it down the middle, popped up back row by Jordan Bear, set up on the post for Glosson. Her big attack dropped down and in for a kill. The Akron players look like volleyball players. The Caliche players look like athletes. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as this goes through. The free ball played over by Jess Taylor. Set up for Allie Vasquez. Her attack off the net, not off the block. That's a 4-hit violation. And Caliche at 5-2 will hand the serve to Sammy Morgan. Megan Pierce in on the front row. And Sammy Morgan will line the ball down the middle. Popped up back row by Jordan Bear. Set up for Allie Vasquez, and she hammers that too wide and out. 6-2 Caliche. Morgan steps up. She'll line the ball down the middle. Ball dug out back row and shoot set far side. Glosson banged off the block of the net. Dug out by Yon back row. Lambrecht underneath it. Set up for Edler. Edler down the line and in for the kill. Caliche Hasn't looked like this in any of their first 3 matches of the day. It's a good opening 9 points. Morgan lines the ball far side and for an ace. Akron hasn't looked like this in any of their previous 3 either, and a timeout taken by the Akron Rams as they want to, well, there's not a whole lot of talking going on. It's Lindsey Gilbert turning about as red as the numbers on the Akron jerseys. Literally taking 15 seconds. And I have a headset on, and she said something to the effect of, just go out there and do your job. Do you understand? And sent them back out on the floor. It's a pretty quick timeout. So Caliche will come back out up 8-2. And Sammy Morgan will have the serve. Out of the timeout. Looking to grow the lead. Sammy steps up and lines the ball into the net. So the Akron Rams will get the serve back into the hands of senior Sydney Merrill. Merrill, big jump down the middle, diving dig out by Sammy Morgan, bumps that up by Lambrecht, and a free ball over by Megan Pierce. Bumps that up high, and the shoot set goes to the back row for Merrill. Big top, missed the back line. She did not get enough spin on that one, so Caliche with a 9-3 advantage gives the serve to Rachel Edler. Edler came away with a couple nice runs in the previous match against Sterling JV, and a lift ball ace will kick this one off. 10-3. Edler lines the ball down the middle, popped up back row by Sydney Merrill. Set up onto the far post for Allie Vasquez, and Allie bangs it off the block and down. Glosson with the serve for the Rams. Popped up back row by Taylor. Set down the middle for Pierce. Pierce's attack popped up by Merrill on the back row. Set it up, and the big attack banged off the block. Dug out by Hannah Yon. Lambrecht will reset Yon on the far post. Lefty angle, caught the line, and in. Was right in front of Lindsey Gilbert. She's not happy with the call. She's not going to protest too loudly. It's only 15 points into this championship match. Kaylee Lewis on for Caliche. She'll do the serving. Lewis steps up. She'll line the ball deep. Popped up back row by Allie Vasquez. Set it up in a big swing. Down and in for a kill from Jordan Baird. Rams with an 11-5 advantage. 11-6. And Carly Christensen with the serve. Line, caught the line in for an ace. So cut that lead down to 4 now. And the serve once again from Carly Christensen. Popped up back row by Sammy Morgan. Lewis sets it up and a block at the net on Stump's attack. Lewis keeps it in play, and then a free ball deep by Stump. Ball popped up back row by Glosson. Shoot set to the far post. Tipped over the top of the block at the net by Allie Vasquez, and a free ball played over by Edler. Diving dig out, running bumps that'll come up from Megan Woods, and the attack from Vasquez. Kept in play by Edler Lewis, and then Edler splits the back line and in for a kill. Great back row play. It should be 12-7, right? 12-6, it's correct? Okay. 12-6. I'm so used to the scoreboard being wrong. On to serve comes Taylor Weingart. She'll line it down the middle. Ball popped up back row, set it up, and the big attack, too big and out for Akron, and Allie Vasquez make it 13-6. Weingart, line down the middle. Ball popped up back row. Shoot set onto the far side, and a free ball be played over by Sydney Merrill. Set down the middle for Sammy Morgan, and Morgan pounds it down and in for a kill. 14-6, the Caliche Buffs, Class 1A team, leading Akron, a Class 2A team, in the championship of this 15th annual NJC Spectacular. Weingart with the serve deep, popped up back row by Merrill. Vasquez with the attack, block kept in play, and a free ball be played over by Carly Christensen. Lewis will set it up far side to a diving or an attack from Jan, diving dig out, and Merrill will free the ball over. Chased down and then let go by Edler. And Kalichi now holds a 9-point advantage, 15-6. Taylor Weingart with the serve, line down the middle, popped up back row by Sydney Merrill. Set it up in the big swing, off the block at the net, no off the net, 2-hit violation on Jordan Bear, and the Buffs are up 10 on Akron. Timeout by Akron, their second. If you were to ask anybody who knows anything about volleyball, and anything, very little qualifies, you were to say one of these teams in this championship is going to be up by 10 on the other, 99 people out of 100 would say Akron. We're at that one as Kalichi's up 16-6, especially if you add in the added wrinkle that Kalichi had to play the match immediately before playing Akron and had maybe 15 minutes off. And Akron has played arguably the tougher schedule of the day and completely dominated that tougher schedule of the day. Yet, you go out there and you play it. Now the question is, how will the rest of this match go? Because this is not just a one-game match. This is a 3 out of 5. I would love to see 5 sets of these two. Would make me very happy. My body, not so much, but that's okay. Taylor Weingart with the serve, clips the net cord, and it's going to drop for an ace as Jordan Bear can't keep it in play on the front row, 17-6. Weingart lines the ball down the middle, popped up back row by Sydney Merrill, set it up, and Ali Vasquez rejected back, popped up by Glosson. This time set up for Bear, and Bear pounds it down and in for a kill. It's got to be interesting to watch on the video cast. You've got the in shot, and this Kalichi side, brash is typically taken in a wrong context, but I like it in a positive context in that they've got a lot of energy out there, and Akron very even-keeled on everything that they do. It's interesting to watch that dynamic as well. A 4-hit violation as Sydney Merrill hammers it into the net court, 18-7 Kalichi. Akron's out of timeouts, and Hannah Yon will have the serve. Yon lines the ball down the middle, popped up by Ali Vasquez. Shoot set onto the far side. Boom! Down and in for a kill goes Sydney Merrill. That's the first good swing she's got at the ball in this match. You probably have 2 of the top 5 players in Class 2A on the court right now, and maybe 3 of the top 10 on the Akron side. Set up for Edler. She'll tip it into the block at the net and down and in, and Sydney Glosson gets that block. Cut the lead down to 9, 18-9. Serve down the middle by Bear, popped up by Morgan. Lewis will set it up, and in the net she went on that dig, drawing her too close. 18-10 goes the score. Miss hit on the serve by Jordan Bear. Got to bring Jess Taylor and Jaden Lambrecht back on for Kalichi, and Jaden will do the serving. Jaden lines serve down the middle, popped up back row by Ali Vasquez, set it up for Merrill, too big and out. 20-10 goes Kalichi here in set 1. All line far side, popped up back row by Jordan Bear, set it up, and the miss hit by Sydney Glosson. If she hits that clean, it's rejected back by Taylor. She mishit that, and it just kind of spun inside the Taylor block and down and in for a kill. Megan Woods with the serve for the Rams. She'll line it down the middle. Ball popped up back row by Yon, and right into the stuff down of Sydney Glosson. The lead cut back down to 8 again. Coach Linebar coaching up her team on the back row, trying to get him to get clean digs. Woods with the serve. Lambrecht gets a nice dig at the 10-foot line. Lambrecht will set it out, and the ball popped up off of Taylor's attack by Sydney Gloss and tagged with a lift ball. 21-12, Sammy Morgan will serve. Morgan. Line down the far side, popped up by Allie Vasquez. Back set for Sydney Merrill, and the set drew her too close to the net, and back up by 10 go the Caliche Buffs once again. Line serve by Sammy Morgan deep, popped up back row by Woods, set it up for a back row swing, too big and out for Allie Vasquez. 23-12. Sammy Morgan steps up, lines the ball deep, popped up back row by Jordan Bear, set up on the far side, and the big swing deep from Sydney Glosson. Popped up Lambrecht down the middle for Megan Pierce toward the back corner. Caught the line in the back corner, and it's set points at 24-12 for Caliche. Morgan lines a serve down the middle, popped up back row by Allie Vasquez, and the ball tipped back deep. Dugout back row by Sammy Morgan, set down the middle for Megan Pierce. Megan's dugout back row by Vasquez. Diving dig out, and the punch over by Glosson. Popped up on the front row by Edler. Lambrecht will set it up, and a free ball played deep by Taylor. Ball popped up. Shoot set back to the far side. Allie Vasquez says, not that point. That's the lead down to 11 and gives herself the serve. Vasquez lines the serve down the middle, dig up by Jan, back onto the Akron side. Set up, back down the middle, and down and in for a kill goes Sydney Merrill. (24-14). Merrill, with the serve. Line down the middle, too big and out, and that will take set one for the Caliche Buffs. The winner's the gold pool. The winner's the black pool here at the 15th annual NJC Spectacular. We will be back with the second set here on ColoradoPreps.tv.
Superior Fertilizer and Construction are proud supporters of the Caliche Buffs. They carry Hubbard feeds for all of your livestock needs. They are also a full-service ag dealer with dry and liquid fertilizer, anhydrous and Chemical Plus alfalfa and grass seeds. If you need a new pole building, give them a call. Same name, same location for 40 years. Give Superior Fertilizer and Construction a call today, 886-2161.
Akron Auto is proud to be the best pre-owned automobile dealership in northeastern Colorado. Quickly expanding, Akron Auto has two locations, the original on Highway 34 in Akron and a second on Highway 34 in Fort Morgan. Akron Auto wishes to thank local patrons for making their business possible and asks visitors to stop in and see what may be on the lot for you. Tax time is the perfect time to use your rebate on a car, truck, or SUV upgrade. Akron Auto, better for your budget.
These days, there's no free lunch, no free ride, not even any free time. Well, at Bank of Colorado, we're putting an end to all that because our personal free checking and personal free collection serve up a whole lot of free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, and more. Then when you add our personal free collection, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you want to bring back the free, apply today to open a new account. Visit bankofcolorado.com and long live free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We come back for set number 2 here in the championship match of the 15th annual NJC Spectacular. Caliche and Akron, and Caliche takes set 1 25-14. I'm Ben Blecka on this big-time small-town media production. Very glad you've joined us in this one. Akron in the near court now, and the blue jerseys will start with a serve, and they start in the hands of Jordan Bear. Big attack, deep, and off the back row from Rachel Edler and in, and the Buffs take the opening point here in the second. Jess Taylor will sub on, replacing Kaylee Lewis. Jaden Lambrecht will have the serve. Lambrecht lines it down the middle. Ball popped up back row by Carly Christensen. Set it up, and the big swing banged off the block at the net, and that's a kill from Sydney Glosson. Megan Woods will have the serve. Woods knocks it deep, too deep, and out. (2-1) Caliche, and Sammy Morgan will have the serve. Morgan lines the ball deep, popped up back row by Allie Vasquez. Sydney Merrill with the big swing. Put that one down with authority. Merrill lines the ball deep. Misplay back row, going to come up with an ace. So Akron takes a 3-2 advantage. And she'll line it deep once again. Popped up by Edler underneath at Lambrecht. She'll go down the middle for Jess Taylor off the block of the net. Diving dig out by Merrill. Kept in play by Vasquez and tipped over by Glosson. Lambrecht will get underneath it. She'll set it up far side for Edler off the block of the net. Diving dig out by Megan Woods, and it went off the face of Sydney Glosson. And ties us at 3. Rachel Edler will get the serve. Edler lines the ball down the middle. Popped up back row by Woods. Punched over the net by Christensen and kept in play. Taylor will set up down the middle in the attack from Pierce deep. Dugout back row. Set up in the attack. Big top down and in for Allie Vasquez. Just pop that one right into the hardwood. 4-3. Sydney Glosson lines the serve down the middle. Popped up back row by Morgan. Bam set up by Jan, and Megan Pierce mishit it into the net. So Akron with a 5-3 advantage, and Sydney Glosson with the serve. Glosson lines it down the middle. Sammy Morgan pops it up back row, set it up far side. Lefty tip inside the block of the net by Jan, and a dump down on the dig pop by Carly Christensen. So Akron takes a 6-3 advantage here in the second. And Glosson with the serve, too wide and out. Kaylee Lewis and Shani Stump on the floor for the Caliche Buffs. Kaylee Lewis will have the serve. Big jump down the middle. Ball popped up back row by Woods. And a back row swing, clipping the net cord, was Sydney Merrill, and then a lift ball on the free attempt by Caliche will give Akron another point up, 7-4. Carly Christensen with the serve. Christensen steps up and lines the ball down the middle, dugout backside. Lewis will set it up down the middle for Jan. Jan banged into the block at the net and stuffed back down by Allie Vasquez to make it 8-4 Akron. Christensen lines the ball down the middle. Popped up back row by Morgan. Bumps that up high by Lewis. And could not be played by Shani Stump. It's now 9-4. A timeout will be taken by the Caliche Buffs. Well, so far what we've seen in this tournament, Dayspring Christian finished 5th. And right now Sterling JV and Briggsdale are playing for 7th. That's at 11-10, make it 11 all, Sterling and Briggsdale. And then in the auxiliary gym, Otis is playing Resurrection Christian for 3rd. Akron up 9-4 here in the second. Caliche took the first, 25-14. Carly Christensen with the serve for the Rams. Christensen lines the ball down the middle, popped up backside by Sammy Morgan. Lewis underneath it. She'll go for Stump. Stump mishit it, knocked it into the net. And it's 10 for Akron. Christensen lines the ball deep, too deep and out. So a service error will end the run here on ColoradoPreps.tv. And on to serve comes Taylor Weingart. Weingart lines the ball down the middle, popped up back row. Back set and a big swing deep by Ali Vasquez. Dug out by Lewis, and a free ball be played over by Edler. Shoots it back up and tipped back over. Lewis pops it up, bumps that up by Shaney Stump, and Jan will top the ball into the net. Kept up by Morgan. Lewis will set it toward the back corner. Chased down by Glosson. Shoots that onto the far side, and Merrill punches it through the block at the net and down. That was Ali Vasquez that punched it through the block and down. Ali will give herself the serve. She'll line the ball down the middle. Popped up by Hannah Jan, back row, and Jan will get a back row swing just over the top of the block of the net. Diving dig out by Carly Christensen. Far side, bang! Sydney Merrill says dynamite goes boom, and it does, 12-5. Vasquez with the serve. Line down the middle, popped up by Edler, bumps that by Stump, and Sammy Morgan can't chase it down. I think Jeanette Lambrecht is about to explode on the sidelines. Line serve down the middle, popped up by Edler. Lewis sets it up far side for Jan, hammered into the net. All the poor play by Caliche in this set is predicated by their back row not trusting one another. Ali Vasquez with the serve. Weingart fields it back row, bumps that up, and a free ball be played over by Lewis and deep. Glosson pops it up, shoots that onto the far side. Big attack by Vasquez, dug out by Weingart. Chased down by Edler, and a free ball over by Lewis. Glosson pops it up again. Christensen will set it up down the middle, and not going to be able to get a third hit on it is Jordan Bear, and Caliche will take the serve back at 14-6. Hannah Jan lines the serve down the middle. Ball popped up back row, throwback set onto the near side, and the attack into the block at the net. Punch back over by Bear. Kept up by Weingart. Lewis sets it up for Edler over the top of the block of the net. Dig out back row by Gloss, and right into the block of Rachel Edler. And it goes down, cuts the lead down to 14-7. Caliche up a set, nothing. Jan will line the ball down the middle. Popped up by Ellie Vasquez. Set up far side, and the attack clips the net cord and drops on in for Sydney Merrill. 15-7 Rams here in the second, trying to even us at one apiece. Jordan Bear will take the serve. Bear lines the ball down the middle, popped up back row by Weingart at the net. The ball be pushed over, and a lift ball on the push over makes it 16-7. Jordan Bear lines it down the middle. Ball popped up back row by Weingart. Lewis underneath it. She'll go out far side for Edler. Pushes it inside the antenna. Kept in play up, and a free ball deep by Akron. Popped up by Lewis on the backside. Shoots that on the near side for Edler. Tipped over the block of the net. Christensen digs it out. Ball tipped over on the second by Jordan Bear. Popped up backside by Weingart. Lewis down the middle for Sammy Morgan. Way too big and out. Make it 17-7. Line serve will go deep from Jordan Bear. Ball popped up back row by Jan, and the setup for Edler. Clipped the net cord, dug out back row, set up for a big swing by Sydney Merrill. She's got a cannon. It's called her right arm. Serve from Jordan Bear up 11, 18-7, fielded by Jan. Lewis will set it up down the middle for Sammy Morgan. She tipped it inside the block and dropped it down. Is the scoreboard right? It's 18-8. Okay. The serve will come from Weingart. Ball fielded back row for the Akron Rams. Set up in the big swing down the line and in the kill for Sidney Glosson. The Akron bench is just alerting the scorer's table. The score is wrong. It is 19-8, and they get it fixed now. Serve to Megan Woods. Megan floats the ball down the middle, popped up by Edler, set it up for Taylor. Taylor off the block, popped up by Woods. Underneath it for the attack once again is Sydney Merrill and hammers it down and in for a kill. 20-8. Woods lines the ball down the middle, popped up high by Weingart back row. Lambrecht sets it up for Sammy Morgan, crawls the net court, dug out by Woods and punch deep, too deep and out for Sydney Merrill. And Calicci will hand the serve off to Sammy Morgan at 20-9. Megan Pierce in on the front row. Morgan floats it down the middle, popped up by Woods, back row, throwback set near side Merrill. She'll push it off the block. Kept in play. Merrill going to punch it near side. Popped up by Edler. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll go back to Edler, who hammers it down deep. Dug up back row by Bears. 2-hit violation on the set from Carly Christensen. Akron's one of those unique teams that when you run a two-setter set, most teams keep their setter in the back row. Akron keeps their setter in the front row at all times when Woods and Christensen trade off. An ace from Sammy Morgan makes it 20-11. Sammy will line it down the middle again. Dug up by Bear, not cleanly out, but back-to-back aces. And Calici's back within 8 at 20-12. No, it's 21-11. They reverse that and say that Calici was in the net. So the serve goes into the hands of Sydney Merrill. Line deep, fielded by Morgan Backrow. Set it up, and Pierce will punch it over in short. Popped up by Megan Woods. Set up in the big attack, hammered into the net by Ali Vasquez. So Calici in the net on the dig receive from the what would have been an ace, and then Akron with a hitting error to make it 21-12. Rachel Edler now with the serve for the Buffs. Edler lines it down the middle. Ball popped up back row by Megan Woods. Set up for a big attack from Glosson, trying to get the tip. Nobody called the tip. And it's 21-13. Edler floats the ball short. Dug out nicely by Jordan Bear. Set it up in the big attack. Too wide and out for Ali Vasquez. Makes it 21-14. Line down the middle, popped up back row by Sydney Merrill. Set up on the far side. The attack from Vasquez hits the antenna. 21-15 and a timeout taken by Lindsey Gilbert. They were up huge. They were up, I believe, 12, and now they're only up 6. Calici starting to carry some of that momentum back their way once again. The Akron Rams try and get some momentum back their way. They've not looked as good in this match as they've looked in their previous matches. Even that 5-setter, they really look pretty consistent. Rez Christian just hit right along with him. Rachel Edler with the serve. Edler lines the ball down the middle. Popped up by Woods, back row. Shoot set by Christensen. Far side, and Ali Vasquez. I'm sure I've got several songs in my music library we could play off that hit. Error appropriate, I'm not sure. Line serve down the far side. Popped up by Sammy Morgan, and Yon hits it just inside the antenna. Dug out back row by Glosson, far side attack. Off speed down and in for Ali Vasquez. Hard attack and then go to the off speed. That's just not fair. 23-15. But fair and legal are two completely different things. Sydney Glosson lines the serve down the far side. Popped up by Taylor for the bus. Lambrecht will set it down the middle for Pierce. Bangs it into the block at the net and down and in for a kill. Megan Pierce makes it 23-16. Lewis and Stump on. Kaylee will take the serve. Kaylee floats it down the near side. Ball popped up back row by Sydney Glosson. Tipped over the block of the net. Ball chased down by Kalichi. Not going to get it over in a third. And it's 24-16. Set points to even us at 1 apiece for the Akron Rams. Carly Christensen gets the serve. Christensen had not been given the go-ahead. She's now given the go-ahead, and she will serve the set point. Line down the middle, popped up back row by Hannah Yon. Lewis underneath it. She'll set it up far side for Pierce. Banged off the block of the net. Diving dig back onto the Clichy side. Lewis up, punched over by Stump. Checked up on the front row by Merrill Vasquez. Far side, boom, down and in for a kill. 25-16. Akron takes set 2, and in the championship matchup, we're square at 1 apiece. We'll see what the third one brings us when we come back to the Bank of Colorado Event Center here for the 15th annual NJC Spectacular on ColoradoPreps.tv.
The South Platte Sentinel has been serving Sterling and Logan County for more than 25 years, and they're proud to do it with accuracy, efficiency, and the most comprehensive local news, sports, and opinion you'll find anywhere. The South Platte Sentinel is available every Wednesday on your doorstep or online anytime at southplattesentinel.com. You can also check out the latest news and updates anytime on Facebook. Just visit the South Platte Sentinel Facebook page. The South Platte Sentinel, a proud supporter of Logan County.
Superior Fertilizer and Construction are proud supporters of the Kalichi Buffs. They carry Hubbard feeds for all of your livestock needs. They are also a full-service ag dealer with dry and liquid fertilizer, anhydrous and Chemical Plus alfalfa and grass seeds. If you need a new pole building, give them a call. Same name, same location for 40 years. Give Superior Fertilizer and Construction a call today, 886-2161.
Get your DVD copies of the events you're seeing live online at BigTimeSmallTown.com. Hi, I'm Ben Blecka, owner, founder, and one of the talents of Big Time Small Town Media. Very glad you're enjoying the broadcast we're bringing to you live online. But don't forget, you can have this broadcast whenever and wherever you want with a purchase of the DVD from Big Time Small Town Media. Go to www.BigTimeSmallTown.com. There you can check out all of the games that we've got from any past tournaments. We've been doing this for just more than a year, and Big Time Small Town Media is proud to be more than sports. We're community. And welcome back to the Bank of Colorado Event Center. We head to the third, 1 apiece, 25-14 Kalichi in the first, 25-16 Akron in the second. The team switch sides again, and Kalichi will start with a serve here in the third in the hands of Hannah Yon. Akron has not made a substitution, and you don't expect them to. Got just 8 on that bench and no libero, so they're going to play those 6 all the way around. Line serve down the middle will be popped up back row by Allie Vasquez. Set up for Sydney Merrill, and she ropes that block of Sammy Morgan. Sammy Morgan says, that's my bad. No, honey. That's Allie Vasquez's good. Or Sydney Merrill's good. There's not a whole lot you can do as a block there. Jordan Barrow lined the ball down the middle. Popped up by Kaylee Lewis. Back row back onto the Akron side. And knocked down and in by Megan Woods. Again, the back row of Kalichi not trusting each other. Quit stepping in front of each other. Play the ball in your zone. Line serve on the near side. Popped up by Hannah Yon. Set up Lambrecht on the far side. She'll go for Edler, and Edler rifles that one down and in for a kill. Make it 2-1. And hand the serve to Jaden Lambrecht. Jaden Lines it down the middle, popped up back row by Carly Christensen. Set up for Glosson. She pounds it deep. Ball popped up high by Weingart. Chased down by Jan and freed over by Lambrecht. Ball dug up back row by Christensen. Tipped back down and into the block of Sammy Morgan by Glosson. And we're square at 2. Lambrecht will continue with the serve. Line down the middle, popped up back row by Christensen. Bumps that up and a free ball be played over by Christensen and misplayed. Jess Taylor stepping in front of Weingart, who had the better angle on that ball. Trust your back row. Megan Woods will line the ball down the middle. Popped up backside by Weingart. Lambrecht sets it up for Edler, and she'll tip it down and in for a kill. 3-3 here in the third. Onto the floor will come Megan Pierce. Sammy Morgan will have the serve. Sammy lines the ball right into the net. Merrill. Big jump serve, splits the back row and in for a kill. You have one set of back row players that can't trust each other. You have another that trust each other too much. Weingart in. Jump serve once again from Sydney Merrill. Ball popped up back row by Jan, chased down by Lambrecht, and a back row free short by Jan. Popped up by Glosson, set up on the far side for Ali Vasquez, and she hammers it down and in for a kill, 6-3 Rams. Merrill will put the jump serve up once again, down the middle and out. Initial signal of in, but it was out. I'm right on top of it. You can't see on the video cast that back line because of our angle here. There's absolutely no way we can get the back line. But it was definitely out. The ball punched back over, and Ali Vasquez has popped up on the back row. Jan will turn. She'll hammer it deep, too deep and out on the Akron side. 7-4 Rams. Sydney Glosson, top deep, popped up back row by Jan, and a free ball be played deep by Lambrecht. Checked up backside by Glosson, set it up, and the big swing banged off the block of the net by Ali Vasquez. Ball one hand set up by Lambrecht, short tip over by Jan. Ball popped up, but two players going for it, nobody able to get that second hit, and Caliche finds themselves down 7-5. Been online for 10 hours right now at this 15th annual NJC Spectacular. Our 7th match of the day. The Black Court is in their 8th match of the day. Line served by Lewis, deep, popped up back row, set up. Big swing banged off the block at the net by Ali Vasquez. Eight 5 Rams here in the third, even at 1 apiece. Carly Christensen floats the ball short. Popped up by Edler. Set up from Lewis. Behind her head, she will go for Pierce. Pierce floats it deep. Popped up by Carly Christensen. Beautiful tip set over the net by Megan Woods. Make it 9-5. Christensen lines the serve deep. Popped up back row by Edler. Underneath it goes Lewis. Sets up at the net, and the attack clipping the net cord from Cheney Stump. Ball popped up back row swing into the block at the net. Good back row swing by Merrill, but a great block by Megan Pierce. And 9-6. Serve goes to Taylor Weingart as Sammy Morgan comes back in on the front row. Weingart. Line shot down the middle. Ball dug out back row. Carly Christensen to Sydney Merrill. And Merrill puts it down and in for a kill to make it 10-6 Rams here in the third. Vasquez The big jump down the middle, ball popped up back row. Lewis underneath it, set up far side. Sammy Morgan banged off the block of the net. Ball popped up high. Lewis will set it up, and Morgan will take another shot. Ball dug back up at the net. Shoot set far side. Big hammer. Whew. Sydney Merrill makes you weak in the knees with that shot as she puts Kaylee Lewis on her backside. Vasquez lines the serve into the net. So 11-7 Akron here in the third. Serve will come over to Hannah Young. Yon, the southpaw, knocks it down the middle, popped up back row at the net. The tip set over the net by Christensen. Lewis will set it up far side. Edler off speed. Down the middle, popped up by Vasquez. Set down the middle for Bear, and Bear is blocked back by Sammy Morgan. Taylor Weingart's a little amped up. Line serve down the middle. Hannah Yon, ball popped up for Akron. Big swing back down and in for Sydney Merrill. Merrill came up with an opportunity to really pound that one back down and just kind of took a casual swing at it and put it down harder than just about anybody else in this tournament. Jordan Bear floats the serve short, diving dig out by Morgan. Lewis will throw it up far side. Edler bangs off the block of the net. Morgan keeps it in play, joust at the net, and in the net went Shani Stump on the joust. So 13-8. The Akron Rams with the lead. Float serve for Bear into the net. So Lambrecht and Taylor back on, and Jaden Lambrecht will have the serve. The freshman lines the ball down the middle, popped up backside. Shoot set onto the far side. Glosson angles it over. Popped up high by Edler. Lambrecht will set it up for Edler. Double in her face. She goes down the line. The double did not close quick enough, and Edler able to put it down 13-10. Lambrecht lines the ball down the middle, popped up by Carly Christensen, set it up, and a big swing by Glosson down the line and in for a kill. Sydney Glosson able to come up with some really nice swings so far in this match and all day today. Megan Woods with the serve. She'll float it down the middle, popped up by Jan Lambrecht, trying to and get the play, and she tipped the ball back toward her side of the net, and the official said she played a ball higher than the net in an offensive manner, even though the ball ended up on the Caliche side. We'll trust her. She refs at state every year. Line down the middle and an ace for Akron. Make it another tally on the Ram side and put them up by 6, 16-10. Line ball down the middle, popped up by Edler. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll shoot it far side for Taylor. Taylor hammers it into the net and gets a lift ball from Carly Christensen and ends the Akron Ram run. Sammy Morgan will have the serve. Megan Pierce enters into the contest. Morgan lines the serve into the net. She's not getting her toss high enough, and the last time she committed a service there, head coach Lambrecht said, if you don't get your toss high enough, let it drop. She didn't get her toss high enough that time. She didn't let it drop. She exits as Weingart's in there for some defense. Taylor knocks the ball off the block of the net. Lambrecht will set it up for Edler on the left post. Her attack drew the block into the net, and the serve back over to the Caliche Buffs. Rachel Edler will take the serve. Edler lines the ball down the far side, popped up high, and a lift ball on the set from Carly Christensen allows Caliche back within 4. Edler lines the ball down the middle, popped up back row by Sydney Merrill. Set up for Vasquez, and she angles it outside and down and in for a kill. She had the single in front of her, couldn't go straight down, couldn't come back across her body because of the approach she took. Only play she had was to that far line, 18-13. Sydney Glosson with the serve. Glosson knocks the ball deep, popped up high by Edler. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll set it up for Jan. Jan chips it off the block of the net. Ball dug out back row by Sydney Merrill. Down the middle, Barrow floated over the block of the net. Diving dig out by Jan Taylor over the block. Popped up high by Sydney Merrill. Set back onto the near side. Big swing, and out went Ali Vasquez. The back judge said out on the near side, and the tip is called by the back judge on the Akron side. So that will go down as a kill. Add a point to the Akron side, whatever the score is now. Is that right? 19-13 should be the tally. Line down the middle, ball popped up, set far side, and the attack knocked into the net. Should be 20-13 now. And the official's going to check the score and get them back on track. And there we go. It's now 20-13. Sydney Glosson with the serve. Glosson, big serve deep, missed the back line. And Lewis and Stump will come back on for Caliche, needing a good run on serve from Kaylee Lewis. She'll take it and line it to the far side. Popped up by Megan Woods. Running bumps that up, and a back row swing forthcoming from Sydney Merrill. Dug out. Lewis will punch it over. Ball popped up high by Woods, and the big swing back through the block by Ali Vasquez to make it 21-14. Carly Christensen with the serve. Christensen lines the ball down the middle, popped up high by Edler. Lewis underneath it, sets it up, and the lefty tip into the net, or into the block at the net by Jan, and it's blocked down, and Pierce can't get it out, 22-14. Carly Christensen lines the serve down the middle, popped up high by Jan, bumps that up by Stump, and Lewis will free it over. Checked up back row by Sydney Merrill, set it up, and the punch by Bear did go back over onto the Akron side. Bear will free it over short this time. Popped up high by Stump. Lewis will set up Stump. She'll knock it deep. Ball dug out back row. Quick shoot set back to the far side. Ali Vasquez cross. Drops it down 23-14. The timeout by Caliche. Head coach Jeanette Lambrecht is not happy. We'll leave it at that. There's very few people in the world that are not professional auctioneers that can talk that fast. I don't know that her team understood a word that she said, except for the fact that she's not happy. Carly Christensen will have the serve. Christensen lines the ball down the middle, popped up back row by Jan. Lewis will throw it up for Pierce, and Pierce swings and misses as the set drew her too close to the net, and it's set points at 24-14. Christensen lines the ball down the middle, popped up, back row by Weingart, back onto the Akron side, tipped down on the Caliche side, popped up by Stump, Lewis far side, Jan, she'll punch it down, dug out by Akron, and free ball over by Christensen. Popped up by Edler, Lewis will turn, she'll shoot it back far side, Jan banged off the block of the net, kept in play onto the Caliche side. Popped up by Pierce, Lewis will set it up for Pierce down the middle, angled the far line, dug out by Sydney Merrill, set for Ali Vasquez, blocked back by Pierce. Dug out by Akron, and free ball over by Vasquez. Ball popped up, Shoot set back for Lewis. Over the top of the block of the net goes Shaney Stump. Ball dug out back row. Set for a back row swing from Glosson. She drops it down and in for a kill. And the Akron Rams take the third set 25-14. They're up 2-1. We'll head to the fourth of the championship game in the 15th annual NJC Spectacular here at the Bank of Colorado Event Center, being broadcast live on coloradopreps.tv.
For certified windshield repair and replacement, you already know to call Smart Parts in Sterling. But what about grill guards, running boards, and other truck accessories, such as BW hitches and 3M clear protective coating for any vehicle? Smart Parts has what you're looking for. Ask about the Vortex system, used for sprayed-on truck liners to protect your truck bed from wear and tear while enhancing the beauty of your truck. For these and other services, see Smart Parts at 530 6th Avenue in Sterling or call 522-5399.
Superior Fertilizer and Construction are proud supporters of the Caliche Buffs. They carry Hubbard feeds for all of your livestock needs. They are also a full-service ag dealer with dry and liquid fertilizer, anhydrous and Chemical Plus alfalfa and grass seeds. If you need a new pole building, give them a call. Same name, same location for 40 years. Give Superior Fertilizer and Construction a call today, 886-2161.
Akron Auto's proud to be the best pre-owned automobile dealership in northeastern Colorado. Quickly expanding, Akron Auto has two locations, the original on Highway 34 in Akron and a second on Highway 34 in Fort Morgan. Akron Auto wishes to thank local patrons for making their business possible and asks visitors to stop in and see what may be on the lot for you. Tax time is the perfect time to use your rebate on a car, truck, or SUV upgrade. Akron Auto, better for your budget.
These days, there's no free lunch, no free ride, not even any free time. Well, at Bank of Colorado, we're putting an end to all that because our personal free checking and personal free collection serve up a whole lot of free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, and more. Then when you add our personal free collection, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you want to bring back the free, apply today to open a new account. Visit bankofcolorado.com and long live free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Akron up 2-1 as we head to the fourth here in the championship game of the 15th annual NJC Spectacular. I'm Ben Bleck, a big-time small-town media production, where the Akron Rams have eliminated the errors. I mean, that is the plain and simple fact, especially that third. I can only count 3 errors that Akron had. They had a setting error, they had a service error, and they had a hitting error. They've eliminated them. In the opening set, I think Caliche probably was the beneficiary of 10, 12, maybe even 15 Akron errors in that opening set. Not to take anything away from that win, but Caliche didn't really commit a lot of errors in that one. They made Akron earn everything they got, and now Caliche's errors have snuck up, and Akron has eliminated theirs. Serve deep, popped up by Lewis, set it up, and starting here in the fourth set for Caliche is freshman Jordan Nelson. And Nelson's attack blocked, and Lewis gets tagged with a lift. Line serve deep will be popped up back row. Set up for Nelson on the far side. She'll punch it down the line, and she'll get a kill. Jordan Nelson with her first of the match and her first offensive swing, 1-all. Jaden Lambrecht with the serve. She'll line it down the near side, popped up by Christensen. Set up in the big swing, deep and out from Sydney Merrill. And Caliche takes a 2-1 advantage. Jaden Lambrecht with the serve, deep, popped up by Ali Vasquez. Set down the middle, Sydney Merrill off the block of the net, dug up by Edler. Taylor can't keep it on her side of the net. And that kill will make it 2-all. Megan Woods with the serve. She'll line it far side. Ball popped up back row. Shoot it up onto the attack from Jess Taylor. Popped up nice and high. Chased down in a free ball will be lined deep and out by Sydney Merrill. Akron plays Weldon Valley on the 18th of September in, I believe that's in Weldona. We'll have coverage of that live on ColoradoPreps.tv, so Akron fans, mark your calendars. And if there's one match you make during the regular season, if you can't make any others, that's the only one you need to make, because that potentially could be number 1 versus number 1. Akron could be the number 1 team in 2A at that time in the Colorado Preps polls, and Weldon Valley should be the number 1 team at that time, depending on how they go in the Morgan Classic today. 3-all now. As the serve comes from Sydney Merrill, line deep, ball popped up, and the attack will be punched by Jordan Nelson deep and in for a kill. Jordan Nelson getting varsity action here in this NJC Spectacular, typically a junior varsity player. She's making her voice heard. She's playing front row for Shani Stump, who's now stepped in on the back row. Shani will line it deep. The elbow dig not played very cleanly by Woods, and it'll just be a free ball over by Ellie Vasquez. Ball popped up back row, set down the middle for Edler. Big swing down and in for a kill from Rachel Edler, 5-3. Shani Stump with the serve once again. She'll line it down the middle. Ball popped up, back row by Bear. Set up for a running approach. Tip down for Ali Vasquez. She's gone so hard that when it comes soft, you don't know what to do with it. Line down the middle. Sydney Glosson knocks it deep. Popped up back row, set up, and Taylor will turn and punch it over. Popped up back row by Ali Vasquez. Set it up. Vasquez banged it off the block and then off the antenna. So Vasquez gets a kill. Makes it 5-all. Sophomore Sydney Glosson with the serve. Glosson lines it deep. Popped up back row by Weingart. Lambrecht sets it down the middle for Taylor. She'll punch it deep. Popped up high by Sydney Merrill. Chased down and a free ball. Be floated over by Carly Christensen. Popped up back row. Shoot set to Hannah Yon. Banged off the block at the net. Dug out by Sydney Merrill. Christensen sets it up, and Vasquez tips it down. Diving dig into the antenna. 6-5 Akron here in the fourth. They win this. They take the championship. Glosson lines the ball down the middle. Popped up by Merrill back row. Set up, and the free ball be played over in deep from Yon. Down the middle, Bear with the attack. Popped up back row by Shani Stump. And into the net goes Jaden Lambrecht. And Jeanette Lambrecht takes a timeout for Caliche, finding herself down 7-5 here in the fourth. Try and stem the tide here early. Sterling JV going to win the 7th place match. They're up 18-10. Both they and Briggsdale were 0-3 in their respective pools. And Sydney Glosson will have the serve for Akron out of the Caliche timeout. Glosson lines the ball down the middle, popped up backside by Shani Stump, not cleanly. That's going to go down as an ace. Line shot, crawling the net cord, popped up by Weingart. Weingart will end up with the free ball deep and wide. Make it 9-5 Caliche. Or 9-5 Akron. Caliche trying to stop the momentum right here. Line shot down the middle. Ball popped up back row by Weingart. Lambrecht chased it down, and a back row attack from Shani Stump crawls the net cord back onto the Caliche side. After an Akron dig, Edler down the middle. She gets rejected back by Bear. And it's 10-5, and onto the floor is going to come Jordan Nelson. Glosson with the serve. Line down the middle, popped up by Nelson. Back row, Lambrecht sets it up for Hannah Yon and crosses it between the double. Christensen and Bear there for the block. And Megan Pierce comes in on the front row. Kaylee Lewis on the back. It's a rotation change for Caliche here in this set. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Ball set up in the attack, hammered deep by Ali Vasquez, and the free ball punched by Edler into the net. What they've done is they're using Pierce as an outside and Nelson as a middle in Pierce's spot, essentially replacing Shaney Stump on the rotation. Although Shaney did see some play in the back row. Ball dug out backside. The attack from Edler banged off the solo stuff attempt from Ali Vasquez to make it 11-7 Akron. And Rachel Edler will now serve. Actually, Edler's playing middle. So the right side must be Nelson then. Serve too deep and out for Edler. Make it 12-7. Yeah, Nelson's the other right side opposite Hannah Yon. Serve goes into the net from Ali Vasquez. Yon will take the serve now. She'll fly it down the middle. Popped up by Ali Vasquez. Set up in the free ball. Be tipped over by Jordan Bear. Shoot up by Lewis for Nelson. She'll punch it deep. Miss the back line. Akron up 13-8. Jordan Bear lines a serve down the middle. Popped up by Morgan. Punched up by Lewis. And Sammy Morgan with the hammer down and in for the kill. Picking up her first kill since the second. Cutting the lead down to 4. Jess Taylor will come on, as will Jaden Lambrecht. Line shot down the middle, popped up back row by Vasquez. Set up for Sydney Merrill, and she hammers that one down and in for a kill. Good volleyball players make it look easy. Megan Woods will have the serve. Woods, line down the far side, popped up by Nelson. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll set it up for Sammy Morgan. That was going out, and Woods dove to play it. May have gone off the blocks. That may have been why there was the dive there. 14-10. On to serve comes Taylor Weingart. Weingart floats the ball short, popped up by Merrill. Vasquez with a big swing, dug up by Lambrecht. Near the net, Taylor keeps it in play, and Edler floats it over. Ball popped up by Megan Woods. Set up by Carly Christensen. Down the middle, Glosson angling it, and it ends up as a kill. 15-10 Rams, 10 away from winning the championship here in the 15th annual NJC Spectacular. The serve goes to Sydney Merrill. Merrill lines the ball down the middle, popped up backside by Edler. Shoot back to Edler, and she'll punch it inside the block of the net. Ball kept up high and dumped down by Carly Christensen, and in for a kill, 16-10. Merrill lines it down the middle, popped up back row by Edler. Pop up by Lambrecht, punch down the line by Nelson. Ball kept in play, and a free ball be floated over by Christensen. Checked up back row by Yon. Set it up for Nelson on the far side. She'll punch it inside the block. Ball chased down. Popped up high, and Glosson will free it short. Nelson pops it up high. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll set it up for Edler. Edler tipping it into the block, and it drops back down on the Caliche side, 17-10. Merrill with the serve into the net. Rotation violation on Caliche. So a service error negated by a defensive error for Caliche. Merrill lines the ball far side, popped up back row by Weingart. Set up Lambrecht for Edler, banged off the block of the net. Ball kept in play, floated up high, and the big swing deep and in for a kill. Hammered down by Ali Vasquez, keeping the serve, now 19-10 with Sydney Merrill. Merrill knocks it into the net. Onto the floor will come Shani Stump. She'll serve for Caliche. Shani floats it deep. Ball popped up back row by Bear. Set up far side. Ali Vasquez hammered into the block, and she picks up the kill, 20-11. Sydney Glosson with the serve. Glosson steps up, lines the ball deep, popped up by Edler. Shoot set to Hannah Yon. Yon crosses, drops it down and in for a kill. Lewis and Pearson. Otis and Rez. Third place match is in set 5. Otis and Resurrection Christian. It's the only one we're going to be unable to bring you in this tournament because the schedule got so delayed that they had to move that to a different gym. That was supposed to be in front of this one, but we didn't want to be here till midnight. 2-hit violation on Akron makes it 20-13. Lewis with the serve. Ball popped up. Vasquez set down the middle. Vasquez, her attack, dug out back row. Tip over by Edler. One arm bump out by Merrill. Set up down the middle for a back row swing by Glosson. Too big and out. And it's 20-14. Lewis lines the serve deep, popped up by Glosson back row, chased down by Carly Christensen, and a back row swing from Sydney Merrill. Ball pop back row, set for Edler, her attack, down and in for a kill. And it's 20-15 now. Lewis lines it down the middle, popped up back row by Merrill, bumped up, and a free ball played deep by Ali Vasquez. Popped up by Shani Stump. Lewis will set it up for Yon. Yon will punch it deep, dug up backside by Sydney Merrill. Shoot set Ali Vasquez off the block of the net, dug up back row by Shani Stump. Lewis up, and a free ball be played over deep by Taylor Weingart. Ball popped up, Sydney Merrill will set it up, and a free ball played over by Carly Christensen. Popped up backside by Shani Stump. Lewis will set it up in the attack from Megan Pierce. Blocked, chased down by Weingart back row. Lewis and Pierce could not come up with it, and another point goes Akron way now as Carly Christensen will have the serve at 21-15. Christensen lines it down the middle. Ball popped up by Shani Stump. Lewis will set it up for Edler. Edler banged it off the block at the net and picked up the kill, 21-16. Shani Stump will step in. Edler will float the ball short. Dahl pancaked out by Merrill and freed over by Bear. Popped up by Shani Stump, back row, set it up far side. Yon tops it deep, popped up by Sydney Merrill. Shoot set onto the far side. Ali Vasquez banged off the block of the net. Ball popped up back row by Yon, tipped into the block of the net. Lewis keeps it in play, and Stump will turn him flat at deep. Popped up by Sydney Glosson, back row, bumps that up, and a back row swing will come from Jordan Bear. Her attack popped up by Edler, chased down by Stump, and a tip ball by Sammy Morgan into the net. 22-16, hand the serve over to Ali Vasquez. Ali lines it down the far line, popped up by Hannah Yon, set it up down the middle for Pierce, poked off the block at the net, and in the net went the Akron block. Expected a lot more power. And Jordan Nelson in on the front row for Caliche. Yon with the serve. Floated down the middle, ball popped up back row by Ali Vasquez, set it up in the big swing, knocked off of the block and out. It crawled the net cord, hit the block, and chipped out. 23-17, pardon me. And the serve to Jordan Bear. Bear Line down the middle, popped up back row by Edler. Lewis will set for Sammy Morgan. Her attack, too big and out. And it's match points at 24-17 for Akron. Sophomore Jordan Bear with the serve. Bear lines it down the middle. Ball misplayed back row, kept up by Pierce, and a free ball be played over, not over, into the net. And that'll do it. Akron takes the championship in the 15th annual NJC Spectacular, going 4-0 and beating Caliche in 4. 14-25, 25-16, 25-14, and 25-17. Not a bad day for the Caliche Buffs at all. They go 3-1. The only team they lost to, the defending runners-up out of 2A. Caliche will have a matchup with the defending runners-up out of 1A on Tuesday against Fleming. And then they will, in the coming weeks, play some pretty tough matchups as they go through their season. 3-1, the final tally. Thanks to Shelby Cano for running the computer last few matches here. And thank you to everybody who joined us all day long. I'm Ben Blecka. This is a big-time, small-time media production of the 15th annual NJC Spectacular on ColoradoPreps.tv.